We're going to be rebuilding CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans with the new addition of Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter, Danico Autry, and Azeez Al-Shaair were all new additions to this Texans defense. Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter is going to be a scary duo, and this team is starting to slowly develop into a real contender. Also getting Joe Mixon, how could I forget that? And realistically, last year, I think everyone, whenever they traded away 2 first-round picks to trade back up to get Will Anderson, a lot of people were going to be like, oh, well, that's going to be another top 10 pick because they're still a bad team. They still have a lot to develop. Nobody thought CJ Stroud would have this crazy of a rookie season. Before you knew about Tank Dell and Nico Collins popping off and even Dalton Schultz having a good year, before that, just the team seemed not good. Now they seem like a legit contender with CJ Stroud here in the offseason. The defense looks amazing now that they have Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter. And dare I say it, the Texans are going to be a better Texas team than the Cowboys eventually, unless CJ Stroud pulls a Deshaun Watson Part 2. Getting another deep threat receiver here for CJ Stroud, Brian Thompson out of LSU, 6'4", 208, normal dev. Unfortunately, according to these rosters, 94 speed, 94 acceleration, A-spec catch, B catch in traffic, B catching. I think he's going to be really, really good in real life. You know, you had Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. This time we get Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas. Now, this is the team after the draft. Brian Thomas is already a 78 overall. Is he going to play in the slot? No, he's not. So if Nico Collins is going to be the one here, then I'm going to put Brian Thomas here. And I mean, if Nico Collins is the one and in the slot, yeah, I'm going to put Tank Dell as the 2, Brian Thomas as the 1, since Brian Thomas is also, you know, like 6'4". Definitely can play there. Joe Mixon, Dameon Pierce, nice 1-2 punch duo. Offensive line, it could be better. We got Lermy Tunsil, obviously the franchise left tackle. Shaq Mason is aging. Then we'll potentially replace him with Kenyon Green. Kind of a waste for a first-round pick, especially since Zion Johnson was on the board and he went to the Chargers. Plug and play. He was a lot better, but higher upside. That's the stupidest argument I ever hear in the draft prospects. But this is what we got for the rest of the team. Defensively, it's just development. The team is so young other than these 2 players right here. But apart from that, it's really nothing but up from here for the Texans. 3 and 4, bottom of the division. How are the Titans and Jaguars outplaying us? I mean, maybe the Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence, he balls out in simulation. AR, I guess, is balling out with the Colts. It's surprising to me that we're at the bottom of the division. But scouting national focus, do I do interior offensive line? I think maybe that's best. Maybe defensive tackle would be a better position here. But actually, interior offensive line seems like the best move. For the players ready to negotiate, Nico Collins, absolutely young, start at 86 overall, long-term deal, 5 years. He resigns. Desmond King, I think he hit free agency in real life. I might be wrong about this, but let's just hypothetically say he's on the market again and he's on my team again because I want him back for another year. Kendrick Green, not Kenyon Green. Don't want him. Don't want either of the Greens, really. Brevin Jordan. I remember whenever everyone thought this guy was going to be a baller just because he was fast. And then anyone else here? Jimmy Ward. No, he's going to be 34. Is he going to be 34 or am I just stupid? No, he's 34. For some reason there, I thought he was going to be like 31 or something. Stingley and Kenyon Green. Not going to accept Kenyon Greens, but I will accept Stingley's 5th-year option. And we'll probably just draft a new kicker. Here we are in the playoffs, 10-7, top of the division, stealing it from the Titans as they get pushed down all the way to the bottom, as they should. And we beat the Packers, Week 18, 34-20. Stats and awards here, CJ Stroud, easily a top 10 QB, top 5 offense in the league. Defensively, 16th. For the stats, CJ Stroud, almost 4,100 yards, 31 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 69% completion percentage. Nice. 113 pass rating. Joe Mixon, 17 touchdowns, 4.7 per carry, 1,500 yards is a good season. I feel like he's getting a little bit too many attempts here. Not going to lie, I would rather just pass the ball a little bit more. Receiving wise, Brian Thomas, rookie year, 103 receptions, 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns. That's got to be superstar dev. Dude went crazy. Jamar Chase got X Factor within his first year after putting up less numbers than this. Yeah, this has got to be at least superstar here. Nico Collins, 9 touchdowns, 900 yards. Tank Dell. Yeah, all these guys got the work sucked out of them by Brian Thomas, who destroyed at wide receiver 1. Defensively, Christian Wilkins, 113. Christian Harris, 113 tackles. Tackles for a loss, 12 for Will Anderson. Sacks, 21 for Will Anderson in his second year in the NFL. Danielle Hunter out here, 8.5 sacks, still a solid season. 6.5 from Danico Autry, 4 interceptions from Derek Stingley. Safeties on team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. But let's see what we got here against the Miami Dolphins to see if we can move on to the divisional round. And I don't know, maybe if Tua's arm can make it down the field. It definitely did, dropping 34 on our head to 14. Let's move into the offseason. And the Ravens beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl with Saquon Barkley, and Lamar Jackson wins the Super Bowl MVP. Joe Burrow wins the league MVP. Saquon Barkley, Offensive Player of the Year. Brian Thomas, Rookie of the Year. Byron Murphy, the defensive tackle, who's on the Bills now. That actually seems like a pretty good fit, but I don't think he's going to fall that far in the draft to the Bills. He gets Defensive Rookie of the Year. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry seem to be tearing it up in simulation. They always win the Super Bowl at least once in every one of my free agency rebuilds with Derrick Henry. In the AFC South, Jimmy Ward, Danico Autry, and Robert Woods all retire. I mean, I didn't plan on retaining any of them, so that's fine. Kevin Zeitler on the Titans retires, and Cameron Johnston on the Colts retires, even though, did he sign with the Colts? I thought he signed with the Steelers. I guess they immediately cut him. For the team upgrades, Joe Mixon gets back to X Factor. He was an X Factor like a year ago, I believe. And Brian Thomas rightfully goes to Superstar Dev after having that monster season. He's going to stay the wide receiver 1. Christian Harris is a Superstar Dev. Derek Stingley becomes a Superstar Dev as well. Jeff Okudah, I forgot the Texans got him. He's not playing safety, is he? No, he's just a DB temporarily at safety for right now. I'll just keep him at DB. Need to draft a new strong safety. Need some new interior defensive linemen here. And then need some new interior offensive linemen as well. Kenyon Green, I don't know what I'm going to do with him. How long is Shaq Mason's contract? How much longer does he have on this? I mean, it's not that bad. I'll just finish out his contract, then replace him with Kenyon Green. Anyways, let's move into the re-signings. I accidentally sim passed the re-sign players, so I'm going to have to find them in free agency. I don't even remember who I had. Oh my God, Aaron Donald's here? I might just do that and put him at defensive tackle. That would be sick. Creed Humphrey. Hold up. I'm going to try to find my other players that I may or may not have signed. I don't even remember who I was supposed to sign. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. This was an absolutely loaded free agency class. I don't even know who I missed for my Texans team. I don't even care at this point. Aaron Donald is not re-signed, but is signed to the team is what I should say. I'm going to move him to defensive tackle, Creed Humphrey to center, and we got Dicker the kicker, baby. I'm saving a little bit of money for pending free agents for the upcoming season, obviously. CJ Stroud, I'm pretty sure if I just accept his 5th-year option, I don't have to pay him for the entirety of the rebuild, so that's a W because he's going to be a really expensive contract if I did have to pay him. In the first round, I'm picking up our new strong safety, Alex Newkirk out of Clemson, 6'2", 212, hidden dev, 92 speed, 90 acceleration, 90 agility. His skills, pretty solid. He's going to be the strong safety of the future. And with my second round pick, pairing a defensive tackle to completely stack out our defensive line, Doug Nails. What a Hall of Fame name right there. Doug Nails, baby. Aaron Donald as the hammer, and we got Doug Nails as the nail. I don't know what we drafted him. All right, that's what I'm going to put it at. 89 strength, hidden dev, and A finesse moves, A play rec. He also had elite strength, which is technically 89 here. Usually that's like 94 for defensive tackles, but either way, he looks great. Third round, getting left guard Daryl Scott out of Notre Dame, 6'4", 304, 87 strength, 81 acceleration, hidden dev, A's and B's across the board. He will help fill out our offensive line, of course. Here we are after the draft. I wanted to put Scott at left guard because that's his position. Yeah, I'm going to cut Titus Howard. How much are you paying him? How much are you paying Titus Howard? Really? $22 million? Oh my, what a garbage contract. I'm not paying this dude $22 million. I'll take the cap penalty. Trade this guy. The Giants want him for some reason. Take him. I don't care. I am not paying this dude $22 million to be a 75 aging guard. Absolutely not. For a 4th round pick, sound fair? Good. He's gone. Apart from that, team looks amazing. 89 overall team in year number 2. Looks like, ooh, AI got this guy named LeBlanc. We got Dominic Lovett and John Mechie, who unfortunately never got a chance. Former 2nd round pick. Just had leukemia, and then I never heard anything back from him. But Brian Thomas, superstar dev. He's going to be starting, of course, specialist. Tank Dell, Nico. We'll put Nico Collins in the slot here, and then we're going to have No, we're going to have Tank Dell in the slot and then Nico Collins at the 2. Offense is complete. I don't need to do anything else on this offense. It is so stacked. Defensively, nails. I'm not going to make the stupid analogy that I tried to before. This is a crazy defensive line here. Lewis, we're going to move up to number 2. Looks like the AI picked him. And a 76 overall for our strong safety is a nice starting dev. Well, nice starting overall. And possibly a good dev there too. Everything else looks good. Let's move into the midseason. 4-3, third in the division. How are the Titans balling so hard? I can understand the Colts. AR seems like he's going to be crazy whenever he fully heals. I don't see how the Titans are balling here. It's Will Levis, 75 overall Will Levis with Tony Pollard, no Derrick Henry. They're just balling. They're balling with Calvin Ridley as well, coming off a blowout win against the Jaguars. Scouting national focus. It's going to have to be middle linebacker here. I really don't need anything else past that. For the players ready to negotiate, Derek Stingley, he's about to get this bag. He's about to get a bag, dude. $20 million a year for him. I thought it was going to be more, but I'm cool with that. Christian Harris, he wants to be historic champs. Maybe that changes at the end of the year. We don't know yet, so I'll wait on that. It could potentially change. Give me a cheaper contract. I'll do 3 years with Joe Mixon now that his time is up and he resigns. Danielle Hunter, I want to see how far he regresses so that way I can pay him a cheaper contract. Yes, I know, I'm cheap. Dameon Pierce, I don't need you. I'm not going to pay you $5 million a year. If you wanted to be here, sure. Jalen Petrie, absolutely 5-year deal. Only $7 million? Yeah, I'll take that. Anything else? Kenyon Green. You're going to replace Shaq Mason, and I only have to pay you $4 million? Absolutely. Hell yeah. I'm cool with that. Anyways, in real life, he sucks, but in Madden, it's a little bit different of a story. Jeff Okuda is going to be nice depth. I'll do another 2-year deal with him. Anyone else? Desmond King? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't want a 31-year-old Desmond King at the end of the year. John Mechie, I'm sorry you never really got a chance, bud. It really sucks for your situation. Azeez Al-Shire, he's going to be 29. He's going to be below an 80. Might as well just draft a new middle linebacker. Tommy Townsend, sure, just keep a long-term punter. Why not? I already got Dicker the kicker, baby. And anyone else here? I mean, the Chiefs got Matt Araiza, the punt god. I'm going to accept the options for C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson. Why does C.J. Stroud... Hold up. Why would C.J. Stroud not want to be here? I would assume in real life he would want to be here. He would get paid an absolute bag. He's a franchise QB. He wants to be historic champs. Dog, you joined a new franchise. I'm pretty sure in real life he wants to be on the Texans. He seems like it, unless he's going to Deshaun Watson someone. Let's move into the playoffs. 14-3, top the division, dude. They always think they're always going to count us out at the midseason. Doesn't matter. The Titans, once again, choke it away. And then don't finish to get in the playoffs. Man, my wording is terrible. I've been a YouTuber for like years, and my wording is so garbage. Whatever. We're top of the division, first round bye, 14-3, coming off a clutch win to beat the Chiefs, 37-31. And does that secure us? Yeah, that probably secured us the 1 seed just right there. Ravens or even the Chiefs probably would have stolen it if we did not take it there. Stats and awards. Let's see what we got. CJ Stroud, league MVP. Aww. Top 4 though, close to it. 3rd in passing yards, 1st in passing touchdowns, 6th in passer rating, best offense and best defense in the NFL with the number 1 seed. 4,400 yards, 38 touchdowns to 9 receptions, 117 passer rating. Joe Mixon, 19 touchdowns, 4.7 per carry, 1,400 yards. CJ Stroud, over 40 total touchdowns here. He has 42. It's nice to see with his rushing touchdowns, of course. Brian Thomas, baller, dude. 103 receptions. This is literally the next Justin Jefferson. Almost 1,400 yards, double-digit touchdowns. Tank Dell, 16 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. That's superstar dev. Dalton Schultz, 5 touchdowns, almost 900 yards. Nico Collins, only 4 touchdowns, 600 yards because Brian Thomas is eating this work. Brian Thomas is getting X Factor. Tank Dell is easily getting superstar. Desmond King, 95 tackles for a loss, 20 for Will Anderson sacks, 13.5 for Danielle Hunter. Step back from Will Anderson's previous year, but still another great year with 13 sacks. Also, Will Anderson, did he not get X Factor in his previous year for 21 sacks? Did I not notice that? If he didn't, I'm giving him X Factor. I forgot about it completely, but Aaron Donald, I stuttered so bad there. That's how I stutter whenever, I'm so bad. Anyways, Aaron Donald, 10 sacks. Doug Nails, baby, corny analogy with 5 sacks. 4 interceptions for Derek Stingley. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Jalen Petrie. I'm not going to give Will Anderson X Factor just yet. I'm going to wait till the offseason. But for now, let's see who we're playing in the divisional round. Please don't screw us. Give me a really easy team. That's not easy. That is 9-8. It doesn't matter. It's Joe Burrow. He's a 99. We could easily lose this one. Let's see if we do. And we smoke them. 42-6. Here to face the 9-8 Las Vegas Raiders. This one should be a breeze. Let's move in to the conference championship. Here we are against the Raiders. We're both going to start out with punts. First quarter not going well for either team. No one scores in the first quarter, but it's finally 3-0 game, 6-0. Defenses reign supreme here as it's 10-6 at halftime. Come on, guys. Please act like the #1 offense. The defense is acting like it. Act like the #1 offense. 20-13 here. 2020. I'm not losing to the Raiders in the conference championship. End score game. Yeah, end game drive. I'm absolutely going to run the ball down their throat and finish the game. Pressing Brian Thomas. Safety's back there to play it. Move, move, step up. I'm an idiot. I wanted to step up in the pocket. That was not what I was trying to do. 2nd and 18. Tank Dell's not going to get off his guy. Oh, he actually does get off his guy. Over the top, Tank Dell. That wasn't led properly. I don't know why it says good accuracy whenever he's clearly reaching behind himself for the ball, but still, it's a 1st and 10. 1st and 10, we're going to give it to Joe Mixon. Easy lane up here. Easy 1st and 10. Let's run hurry up. We're easily in field goal range, and they're going to call timeouts. They know it's over. 1st and 10. Let's give it back to Joe Mixon. Kick it to the outside. Great blocks from the receiver. Kick it back to the inside. Joe Mixon. Another easy 1st down. That's definitely going to be the game. No reason to risk throwing a pick, so I'm going back to Joe Mixon. These blocks are crazy, and it's a face mask. I'll take that. 1st and goal. Going right back to Joe Mixon here. It's fine if I get tackled. Another back-to-back face mask? They really want me to score. That's going to put me on the 1. 1st and goal. They got 1 timeout left. I'm just going to lay down. Okay, I guess I'm just going to put my face in that dude's crotch and not lay down. But are they going to let this clock drain? Dicker, the kicker, with the chip shot. Dicker, up, good. 23-20 against the Raiders, and we will be moving on to the Super Bowl in a game that should have not been this close. Who is their QB? Baker Mayfield. He's just balling everywhere he goes. I can honestly see him on the Raiders. Let's move in to the Super Bowl. And it's the Texas Super Bowl. I better put my money where my mouth is because I said the Texans will be a better team than the Cowboys eventually. CJ Stroud, 99 overall with the boost. He's an X factor. Come on. Come on. Over 100 receptions, 1,500 yards, double-digit touchdowns. If Jamar Chase did this, people would be glazing all day. That's absolutely going to be X Factor for Brian Thomas here. Tank Dell should get X Factor as well, but he got upgraded to Superstar. I'll take that. I'm not complaining. If you want to complain in the comments, I don't care. This is being realistic here. Jamar Chase puts up those numbers, and people will be like, oh, he's so good. He's so good. I got another baller LSU receiver, and the game's like, no, we're good. Anyways, for the rest of the team, Dalton Schultz gets Superstar Dev. Scott has Star Dev. Anyone else here? Lewis hasn't been revealed. This guy gets Star Dev. I remember picking him later rounds. Christian Harris does get Superstar X Factor, and I am a baller at drafting. Alex Newkirk, Superstar X Factor. He came with it because, you know, I'm just the best at drafting. Defensively, what do we got for the rest of the team? Nails has Star Dev. That's fine. Let's go and beat the Dallas Cowboys to take over the state of Texas. Here we are against the Cowboys. They're going to start out with a punt. We're going to respond with 7. Nice start for us. We get the ball back and do nothing with it. Come on. Actually put the ball in the end zone. We get 3 there. Come on. Another 3. Halftime shutout. Good stuff from the defense. Offense 21-0 against the Cowboys. Defense is putting up a humiliation for the Cowboys. 28-7. Defense was goated in this game here. The Falcons are on the Jumbotron. I guess we're playing at their stadium. EA doesn't fix their game. They're like, the Falcons won the Super Bowl. No, it's your Houston Texans as we take over Texas in the state of Georgia, baby. And that will already be a successful rebuild with Joe Mixon, Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter, Azeez Al-Shire, and Danico Autry. Let's see who your Super Bowl MVP is, because CJ Stroud didn't have the greatest game. It's not bad. Not even 200 yards, though. CJ Stroud still wins the Super Bowl MVP regardless. It should have gone to the offensive player. Holding the Cowboys to 7 points, especially in simulation, is crazy. Patrick Mahomes wins another league MVP. Any other awards here? D'Amico Ryans actually wins Coach of the Year. That's eventually going to happen in real life, I think. In the AFC South, Aaron Donald literally just gets another ring and dips. He knows better than to go back to back. He tried to do it with the Rams. Didn't even make the playoffs the next year. Allen Robinson retires on the Titans. Brandon Scherf retires with the Jaguars. For the players ready to negotiate, we have a bunch of money because Aaron Donald retired. I'm, of course, going to accept that option for Will Anderson and CJ Stroud. Christian Harris, I do want you back. We are technically historic champs now, so his interest slightly increased. I'll just do player-friendly here. He re-signs with the team. Danielle Hunter only goes down 1 overall. I'll do 3 years, increase your salary a little bit more. He gets $24 million a year. I'm fine with that. He re-signs. Desmond King, no. John Mechie. Azeez Al-Shire actually went up 1 overall. So with that being said, I'll do at least another year with you. I mean, we're champions. Why would you not take that? No state income tax. Here he signs on that. $47 million. Hopefully I can find a new defensive tackle stud in free agency. In the first round, I'm picking up DB Vince Brownlee out of Florida State, 6'4", 187, hidden dev, 90 speed, 92 acceleration, A catching, B man coverage, B zone coverage. He is very balanced, but primarily a man-to-man archetype. In the second round, getting another defensive tackle to replace Aaron Donald. Of course, nobody can replace Aaron Donald, one of the greatest defensive tackles, well, greatest defensive players of all time. Parker Clark out of North Carolina, 6'3", 301, 89 strength, 86 acceleration, 77 speed, very athletic. Hidden dev, of course. A finesse moves, B awareness, B player, I can B tackle. Now this is the team moving into the third season. This is honestly one of my more favorite rebuilds I've ever done. The team is so crazy, dude. I'm glad I don't have to stay here for the re-signings because then I would have to pay Brian Thomas, CJ Stroud, Will Anderson, Tank Dell, all bags, bro. I would be so screwed. Clark is a 73 overall. I'm gonna have to refresh the roster. And we got Toe here, Henry Toe. Oh, that's his profile picture? I thought he looked a lot different from that. But Brownlee, 75 overall. Is Christian Harris a left outside linebacker? For a second there, I thought he profiled as a right outside linebacker. I don't know if that actually matters. Then this guy, making sure he's a left outside linebacker. Sure, let's move him officially to right outside linebacker while I'm here, because why not? And anything else for the team? I know this seems kind of boring, but I got to do my checks. I got to do my reviews. 2-5, bottom of the division. We've all seen this. It doesn't matter. We're coming back, baby. Let's just flop on our face now that I say that. Like, I don't even know what I need at the team for the team at this point. Sure, middle linebacker again. 9.6 million left. Oh man, I can't re-sign anyone. And this is just the start of it too. I would have to re-sign Brian Thomas, CJ Stroud, Will Anderson. I'm going to have to tag Tank. Do I tag him? Or do I let Laremy Tunsil go? I might just let Laremy Tunsil go and Azeez Al-Shaair go. Then I'm just going to tag Tank. That's probably what's going to happen. I don't have any money. Let's move into the playoffs. 9-8, we missed the playoffs. EA Sports. We lose Aaron Donald. The entire team goes to shit. And thank you, EA. Actually, our defensive rushing game was 7th. Why is my passing game terrible? I draft a new DB and the AI's like, oh, your team sucks. I have a league MVP quarterback, and the best we can do is 9-8. Yeah, sure, he's not league MVP after getting the most passing yards, the most passing touchdowns, second best offense in the NFL. Yeah, sure, EA. This is actually so stupid. I'm actually annoyed now. Almost 4,600 yards, 41 touchdowns, 10 receptions, 113 passer rating. Joe Mixon, 15 touchdowns, 4.5 per carry, 1,200 yards. Brian Thomas, 119 receptions, 1,500 yards, 15 touchdowns. He's a monster. Nico Collins, 11 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Tank Dell, huge down season from last year. He had 16 touchdowns and like 1,500 yards, but still, it's a good season. Dalton Schultz, 5 touchdowns, 700 yards. Defensively, 115 tackles for Christian Harris, tackles for a loss, 23 for Doug Nails, sacks, 19 for Will Anderson, 12.5 for Danielle Hunter. I forgot to give Will Anderson X Factor. I think he already has it. I'm probably bugging. But anyways, Doug Nails, 5 sacks. And then 4 interceptions for Alex Newkirk. Like, how is this one of the worst defenses in the league, especially the secondaries? I have so many amazing players. It's just EA being stupid for no reason. It's so frustrating. And to put this in perspective for everyone, my team is a 92 overall. Where is it? 90 overall team without any boost or anything. We have an 88 with the Ravens, 81. And let's see if we find a 90 overall team. Let me know if you spot one at any point in time. I guarantee you we are the highest overall team in the entire NFL, and the game doesn't care. Niners, 89 overall team, good team, very good team there. It's like, oh, you play in the AFC. I have the highest overall team in the entire game, and the game doesn't care. It's the stupidest mechanic ever. It's like, oh, well, your playbook. My playbook shouldn't matter. My playbooks are the Cowboys and the Bills. I've always ran this. It's so stupid. Bijan wins the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen wins the league MVP. We don't win anything because EA sucks. In the AFC South, a bunch of Titans players retires, and CJ Mosley retires on the Colts. For the team upgrades, Joe Mixon has regressed into oblivion, but I'm sure I'll keep him for the final year. Same thing with Dalton Schultz. Unfortunate for them. Oh, well, that's why you're losing. I have a 90 overall team. My team's still the best in the league. Will Anderson's a 99 overall X Factor. Nails gets up to superstar. Brownlee is a superstar. How is this the 27th best ranked secondary in the NFL? Injuries off. There's no excuse. EA is just terrible, as everyone knows. Anyways, let's move in to the re-signings, whatever. For the re-signings, just gonna accept Brian Thomas's 5th-year option because why not? We have Laremy Tunsil here. I'm gonna cheese this. I don't care. The game screwed me. I'm screwing the game. team-friendly deal for Tank Dell. He doesn't accept. Laramie Tunsil, gonna offer him some nice money here, give him a little bit more, and he resigns with the team. We get Laramie Tunsil back. We have 3.1 million, gonna tag Tank Dell, and negative 38 million. I cheese the system, I don't really care. I mean, you can kind of, let's be realistic. The Saints have been cheesing the system for the past like 4 years. They've been negative cap. I'm gonna do it if they can. Anyways, let's move into the draft. In the first round, picking up middle linebacker Mark McMullen to replace Azeez Al-Shaair out of Georgia, 6'2", 240, hidden dev, 90 speed, 87 acceleration, is faster than my safety, which is crazy. B's across the board, he seems solid. In the second round, I need a new right tackle to replace Shaq Mason. This guy's 6'5", 305, can immediately slide out there. A little bit more athletic to be a tackle, a little bit less strength, but 6'5", hidden dev, A's across the board, he looks great. This is the team after the draft. Anthony, the right guard that I picked, is a 75 overall. I'm going to kick him outside to right tackle to replace Shaq Mason, and I don't have to pay him, of course. But this is what we got going for the team for the fourth and final year. Looks amazing, especially the receiving core. Just Joe Mixon regressed into nothing. 91 overall team. McMullen is a 74 overall middle linebacker, already higher than this guy who's been here for 4 years. But team looks great. AI better not screw me. I have a 91 overall team without the boost. So let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, 11-6, top of the division, but somehow the Chiefs don't win their division at 14-3, and we got to play them in the wild card. Wow, I'm so grateful. What, did the Chargers take it? Who took it? The Chargers had the 2 seed? And dude, were the Ravens 16-1 or 17-0? Damn, the AFC is so stacked. Anyways, coming off a win to the Dolphins, we're 11-6. We're the better team. We're a 93 overall team. We go 11-6. Still, either way, CJ Stroud, I'm surprised he didn't get a league MVP throughout this entire rebuild. 6th best offense in the NFL. How? Make that make sense, dude. Make that make sense. Why is my defense 25th? Like, is there any reasoning behind this? I have one of the best. I have great edge rushers, great defensive tackles. I have one of the best secondaries. Why is my rushing game 29th? Oh, they're only 80 overalls, Vikk. They're superstars. I have superstars across my entire D-line, or superstar X factors. CJ Stroud, almost 4,400 yards, 38 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 115 passer rating. Joe Mixon, still producing good numbers, even though he's an 82. He's still an X factor. 15 touchdowns, 4.2 per carry, 1,300 yards. Brian Thomas, goated. This entire rebuild, he's been amazing. 111 receptions. I think he's had a bare minimum 103 receptions per season. I think that was his worst season, 103 receptions, which is crazy, especially for a rookie. 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns. Tank Dell, 10 touchdowns, 1,300 yards. Nico Collins, almost 800 yards, 6 touchdowns. Dalton Schultz consumed so many touchdowns, with the most on team with 12 for receiving-wise. Then defensively, Christian Harris, 115 tackles for a loss, 14 for Will Anderson sacks, 12.5 for Will Anderson, 9 for Doug Nails, 8 for Danielle Hunter, 3.5 for Parker Clark. By the way, these tackles for a loss, all these with these sacks, is considered the 29th best defense in the entire league. Sure. Interceptions, 4 for Christian Harris. Safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns, is 2 for Derek Stingley. So anyways, apart from that, probably going to lose to the Chiefs in round number 1, but it's fine because we are Super Bowl champions and the rebuild is still successful regardless. We get humiliated. This is stupid. We have the highest overall team, and we go 11-6, and my defense is ranked next to jack shit. Anyways, this is my team. It's amazing. It would be way more fun if EA actually made a proper game. Oh, you're just mad because it didn't work out in your way. No, this should have worked out in my favor. 99 Derek Stingley, crazy defensive line. They're like, no. Anyways, apart from that, guys, I thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you like and or subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.